Hey everyone, I have a bit of a problem. I keep starting new projects. And today, I had the project I have begun. Um, you've read the title. It's the Lusitania again. Now, some of you may or may not be asking yourselves, "Hey, didn't you already build this?" And to that I say, we don't talk about the old Lusitania because it sucked. Um, yes, I am redoing this project. I am going to more or less I'm kind of doing this just because I did it so poorly the first time. I want to I don't want that to be, my one attempt at the Lusitania was just, oh god, it was bad. The outside looked nice, but that's because I used a tutorial for it. Which is, not what's happening with this. This is all custom built. Um, yeah. I do believe I've managed to keep the length-width ratio of the ship mostly correct, and there are obviously some problems with just the location of like engines and boilers and stuff. I tried to keep that all accurate. On top of that, the stern goes out like really far. I think I've got the entire ship in frame now, but you can kind of see what we're looking at for the lowest deck. I particularly wanted to do. Oh God, having a stroke. I particularly wanted to redo this because of the engine room on the old ship. Which, if you want, you can go back on my channel and you can see how it turned out. It was horrendous, and this is not as horrendous. So, that's kind of the point that I'm getting at. But yeah, no, length, width, height, I think that that's all going to be about right. We are doing the 1915 color scheme. Yay. This is going to be a bit difficult. Um, I actually was inspired to make this because I was watching Mike Brady's documentary Collateral. If you haven't seen that one, I will try to remember to link it in the description because it is actually a fantastic Lusitania documentary, or at least the first part is. It doesn't really go into the sinking or anything, but it does talk a lot about the ship and its, life, its career. And Mike Brady is just a fantastic storyteller. So yeah, big changes will include the paint scheme, which I was watching Collateral and I noticed that he did a gray line instead of a gold line around the prow of the ship and stuff. I will not be doing that. We're sticking with the gold. Just kind of letting you guys know. Black funnels as usual. And then the other big thing, or actually the two more big things. The second big thing is going to be that we are going to be talking about, or at least I'm going to be showing off extra lifeboats, as obviously they would have been added in 1912. So and the last big thing is going to be the second class interiors are going to have all of their supports and stuff put in. Um, which I hope to talk a little bit about why that was and more about that stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the grand tour. First, we're going to kind of do the fly around. Now, the outside of the hull actually turned out very similarly to Poseidon, at least with how I did this, but that's just because of how that goes. On top of that, the ship also does have that slight outward curve for a little bit. Sorry if you can hear any of that, my window is open. But yeah, no, it does have the outward curve of the ship because, it's it it's something I just kept noticing. I was like, I should do that. I should add that to the ship. Down below, we've got the stern of the ship. The propellers and all that stuff have not been added. The rudder has been. The stern looks like this. I think I got it right. If you could view it from the side, I'm not sure about anything else though. So a couple things, notes for the engine rooms. For the hold plan, I am using the Lusitania resource for the deck plans. But for the color schemes and for the actual look of everything, I am using the cutaway model of the Lusitania that is in the Queen Mary. If you haven't seen that one, the engines look a lot like this. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the actual interior. Let me pull up the hold plan real quick so I can kind of make sure I'm getting all of this right. So up here we have either the trimming tank or cargo. Not really sure. Yeah, the trimming tank or a cargo hold, not really sure. No one's really sure. We've got the chain locker here. We've got the cargo hold or magazine in a time of war right here. We've got the forward coal bunker. And then we've got boiler room 1, actually. So Lusitania's boiler rooms are in fact numbered differently from Titanic. And then we have, coal bunkers kind of flanking either side of the room. We have boiler room 2. Once again, coal bunkers flanking either side. Boiler room 3 has E and 4. Boiler room 1 is the only one with like this setup here. Now, I guess I should clarify. There is a slight inaccuracy in these rooms that I noticed when I was looking at some of the plans on Mike Brady's video. Lusitania's boilers had 4 furnaces. These are 3. I do not think I could fit another one in. Sorry, guys. My apologies. So, getting back to the back of the ship now. So, okay. We've got the engine room. This is the low pressure engine room. And then on either side we have the high pressure engine rooms, which are separate rooms. Yeah, I may have a video eventually going over, like, the old engines that I built and just how badly I really messed them up. Because, oh my god, it is awful. And I've grown a lot as a builder. Like, again, if you go back and you look at the old engine room, it is just horrendous. So, yeah, no, we're going through that. We're fixing all of that. Then we have condensers, and you may actually be familiar with this design because I used the same design on the Poseidon, actually. I didn't realize how Lusitania inspired the Poseidon's hull and engine compartment was until, I started on this project, which, by the way, I only started on this project yesterday, and I already have all this built. I'll talk a little bit more about that after I finish the tour. So we've got, and then we have the auxiliary engine, not the auxiliary engine room, but the auxiliary machinery room, which are different things. And then the freshwater tanks back here. There's going to be a bunch of stuff up here. It's going to get kind of crazy. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I'm excited for all of that stuff. Anyway, like I said, I started this yesterday. I'm not sure if you guys understand how I work on projects, because I'm kind of insane. Like, I'm not gonna lie about that. What I will do is I'll start on a project, and I'll get tired of it, and I'll stop working on it, and then I will put it off. I'll pick up other projects, and I'll end up usually having like 3 or 4 projects. And once I'm to that point, I'll just I'll like circle back to the first project, and then like complete it, and then do like the other 2 projects. I kind of snowball when I do these things. Yeah, no, it's like listening to the Honor and Glory team talk about that. It's like, oh yeah, I feel that. But, instead of, continuing to work on it when I finish snowballing, I just stop. Like, I completely burn myself out in it. So, if any of you are wondering what's happening to all of my various projects, that's what's happening. This is a known issue with me. I'm sorry. But yeah, now, I am going to finish this project. I am going to finish most of my projects. Wesley and Stevenson's is a weird one because, okay, I'm gonna get the next 2 ships out, and then I'll kind of show you my process and why, and probably talk a little bit about why it's become a bit of a problem for me. But All of this is my doing, so hell of my own design. Anyway, back to the subject at hand, the RMS Lusitania. Yeah, no, I got steam pipes laid out. I don't think these are even remotely accurate. I got the engines laid out to the best of my ability, working around the confines of this. I really started to notice how thin the ship is, which is a good thing because it means we're not having the issue that the Titanic has, where it's really wide. And hopefully we won't have the issue where Titanic's stern is all stumpy. Um, that was an issue that I didn't even realize was an issue until way later on. Other smaller issues, the boilers are set a little bit more forward than normal, but everything else is kind of in the right place, so, I cannot really risk screwing with that. Yeah, especially not with the third funnel, because it's like, ooh, I might mess up the order of everything. Anyway, outside of all of that, we've got a pretty good thing going. Oh yeah, and all of these coal bunkers are watertight sealable, which was not a feature on the Titanic. We'll talk a little bit more about Lusitania's more militaristic history, because I'm excited to talk about that. I'll even share like some pretty bad misconceptions that I have no idea where I got them. But I have recently been doing some research into Lusitania and into the ship, and I've just been, yeah, that documentary from Mike Brady works miracles. I would not be doing this project right now if it weren't for that. So, thanks, Mike. Finally convinced me to get off my lazy rear end and actually fix this mistake of a project. Not this mistake of a project, the other one. Which, I might... Oh, damn it. I may or may not post a video going off of later. Now, here's the funny question. I think that was about where it was. Alright, hopefully I didn't just mess that up. Whatever. Yeah, the stern... By the way, the shape of the Lusitania stern is weird. Building it is a pain. But I think I did an okay job at the end, so... here's to that, I guess. And then, yeah, I need to, finish building the propellers. Yeah. I think I got the propeller angles correct, like which one's higher, which one's lower. Yeah, no, I've been using, like, a lot of the plans and stuff he shows in his video kind of as reference. I've been using his drawings as reference of the Lusitania. Again, paint scheme is going to be weird. Because, like, okay, the difference that they have in theirs, like, if you watch the documentary, it's like you've got all of this is, like, right except for this. Like, this is the color that they went. Which I guess is more Royal Navy. Is more like Navy color. My problem with it, first of all, is that I don't know why they came to that conclusion. And I also just like the gold more, so I'm going to go ahead and stick with that. Yeah, so without really any more ado, I'm going to go ahead and get back to work on this project. I'm not really going to update much for the next two decks, the Orlop deck and lower Orlop deck. No, I'll do the Orlop deck. I won't do the lower Orlop deck, but I will do the Orlop deck because that will have all of this stuff back here done. But then after that, obviously it's going to be like updates every deck because, we're getting into like passenger stuff. We're getting into the fancy rooms, the ones that are going to be pains to build. They're not painful to build. They're just, they can be difficult. So I am excited to get to all that. And, yeah. I guess I will do that. I will see you all in the next video. And, yeah. So, bye-bye.